Right, so we are going to be solving a radical equation and a rational quadratic equation. So I'm going to start with this one. The first step you want to do is you're going to subtract the 4 so you can isolate this bad boy. So minus 4. We're going to write this back down. So 2x minus 5 in the little squared equals x minus 4. And then you need to square this so you can get it out of the square root. So we're going to go like this, and you have to do the same thing to both sides. So I'm going to do that again. Then you have 2x minus 5 equals, and we're going to have these two multiplied by each other. So you can solve it. It's x minus 4 times x minus 4. And you can do the little lines. First you're going to do that, and it's just put this over here, and that is x squared. Then you have negative 4x multiplied here, and you have another negative 4x, so that's negative 8x. And then you do another little thing, and that's negative 4 times negative 4, which is positive 16. So then we're going to combine like terms and get this into a nice quadratic. So what we're going to do is, we're going to add this over and subtract this over. So plus 5, and I'm going to do plus 2, or minus 2x, minus 2x, and minus 2x. And then we have 0 on this side because we got rid of those. And then it's x squared still, and negative 10x, that's what these two are. And then we have positive 21. So then we need to factor this out. So you have to think about the different things that will work for this. And there's one way, but you want to think about which ones will multiply together to equal 21 and add up to equal negative 10. So the ones that I've thought about and realized what it is it's x minus 7 times x minus 3, because negative 7 times negative 3 equals 21, and negative 7x plus negative 3x equals negative 10x. So then we have x minus 7 equals 0, and x minus 3 equals 0. And we're going to solve x equals 7 and x equals 3. But we're not done yet. We need to check these to see if these work with the square root. So let's check this out. Let's try 7 first. 2 times 7 minus 5 plus 4 equals 7x. And so now we're going to solve this and see if it works. So 2 times 7 is 14, minus 5 is 9. So actually it's going to be smaller than we think. And then that's plus 4 on the end, but we're going to subtract that to the other side. Or we can just leave it, actually. Yeah, okay. And then we have this. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 4 equals 7. And that's correct. So we know that this is correct. Now we're going to check this one. So let's erase this. We checked it. Now I want to see if the other one will work. So get that out of the way. We're going to do that again. So 2 times 3 minus 5 plus 4 should equal 3, if that works. So let's check it out. 6 minus 5 is 1, and then plus 4 should equal 3. Let's see, 1 plus 4 equals 3. That is not correct. So we know that this is incorrect, and the answer is x equals 7. So we've solved that. Now we're going to go over here to the radical quadratic equation. So for this one, we need to get a common denominator. If you can see, it's in fractional form, so that is not what we want. We want to isolate x, and obviously it's not isolated right now. So what I thought about this when I was like, oh, that's a little weird. How do I make this work? But then I realized, I checked that this, when you solve it, it's x plus 1 times x minus 1. And when you solve that all out, you can do it on your own if you want to check, but when you solve it all, it ends up equaling x squared minus 1. So we're going to multiply both sides by this, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So we'll just get rid of this since we're going to need this area. So we're going to multiply both sides by x plus 1 and x minus 1. And I'm just going to do this and multiply this side as well, x plus 1 and x minus 1. On this side, I couldn't fit it, but you know what I mean. I'm multiplying both of those. So you multiply this side, and this cancels out with these, and this one cancels out with that one. This side, nothing cancels out, so it's just going to be this. So we've got 2 minus x plus 1. Make sure you keep that negative sign outside, because this part crossed out, so we just have the x plus 1 here. Then we have x plus 1 times x minus 1. And as you remember, this multiplies to be x squared minus 1. And so we're going to do 2, and then we're going to multiply this out. So this negative sign distributes. So it's 2 minus x minus 1. We've got an equal sign there. So now we're going to combine like terms, so we can get it into a nice quadratic like this one. So let's see. If you add x to both sides and you add 1 to both sides, you have 2 equals x squared plus 1, or plus x. And these two cancel out because negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So, and then we still got this 2 left over here. So we're going to do minus 2, minus 2. We have 0 equals x squared plus x minus 2. So now we're going to do what we did here, and we're going to find which ones work to multiply to negative 2 and add to 1, because it's like 1x basically. So let's do that. So if you think about it, negative 1 plus 2 equals 1, and negative 1 times 2 equals negative 2. So that's how it's going to work. We're going to do x, or 0 equals x, we say negative x minus 1 times x plus 2. And so we've got this, and now we're going to set those equal to 0. X minus 1 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. And then we're going to solve. X equals 1, and x equals negative 2. And now we want to double check to make sure that that all works. So let's see if I have enough room here. We're going to do this one first. So 2 over 1 squared minus 1 minus 1 over 1 minus 1. And then we're going to solve it. 2 over 0, which can't do. Minus over 0 is 1, so that's not going to work. So we can't do that one. So that one's not going to work. And now we got to try the other one. And let's try that out. So 2 over negative 2 squared minus 1 minus 1 over negative 2 minus 1 equals 1. We're going to have to solve it in this little area. So, let's see. 2 over 4 minus 1 minus 1 over negative 3. So equals 1. We're going to go over here. 2 over 3. Yeah, 2 over 3 minus negative 1/3 equals 1, which, okay, we're just going to have to erase something here because I'm running out of room. So then we're going to go up here, and if you think about it, two negatives make a plus sign, so it's going to be 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3 equals 1, which is correct. 2/3 is 1/3 is 1. So this one is correct. So we have our two answers. We have x equals 7 for this problem, and we have x equals -2 for this problem. And this was done by Savannah Hilton in Math 1050. Thanks for watching.